Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Brand new images of 3I Atlas just dropped, and what they're showing us might completely shatter everything astronomers thought they understood about this mysterious visitor from beyond our solar system. These aren't blurry telescope shots or distant observations. These are crystal clear photographs captured between November 11th and November 17th, 2025, by some of the world's most skilled astrophotographers, including Satoru Murata and Francois Cougal, along with teams working out of Japan and Thailand. And what they've documented is sending shockwaves through both amateur and professional astronomy communities. Because 3I Atlas isn't behaving like any comet we've ever seen before. Look at these jets. Multiple streams of material firing off in different directions, some pointing directly toward the sun, others shooting in completely the opposite direction. That anti-tail alone is absolutely massive and clearly defined. Now here's where it gets wild. These jets aren't fuzzy or dispersed like we'd expect from a typical comet. They're columnated, meaning they're firm, tightly focused beams that maintain their structure across incredible distances. Experienced observers who've spent decades studying comets are openly admitting they can't fit this into any known framework for how cometary nuclei are supposed to work. The object is rotating with a period of roughly 16 hours, yet somehow these jets stay organized and directional. They should be spiraling outward, getting stretched and twisted by the rotation combined with solar wind pressure. That's basic physics. But 3I Atlas doesn't care about what should happen. It's doing its own thing, and nobody can fully explain why. Some specialists initially tried to remain skeptical, chalking it up to unusual but natural processes. But as more data poured in, even the doubters started changing their tune. The pieces simply don't fit together when you try forcing this into a normal comet explanation. Now, let's talk about what makes these images even stranger when you examine them closely. In several stacked exposures taken over extended periods, 3I Atlas appears remarkably sharp and well-defined. Meanwhile, the background stars in those same frames show the typical trailing effect you'd expect from long exposure photography. Think about that for a second. This is a moving object traveling through space at tremendous velocity. It should display similar motion blur or smearing when the camera's shutter stays open for extended periods. Yet somehow, 3I Atlas remains crisp while everything else around it behaves normally. That's not supposed to happen, and it's raising serious questions about what we're actually looking at. Then there's the coma, the cloud of gas and dust surrounding the nucleus. Observers have documented significant changes in both brightness and color across different time lapses and image sets. Sometimes the coma appears more orange in tone. Other times it shifts to greenish hues or becomes noticeably paler. These aren't subtle variations that require specialized equipment to detect. We're talking about obvious color shifts happening within relatively short time frames. For an object that's supposed to be a simple, icy body sublimating material as it approaches the sun, this kind of dynamic transformation doesn't make sense. The chemistry required to produce these rapid color changes would demand specific compounds being released in varying concentrations, but there's no clear mechanism for why that would happen in such dramatic fashion. High-level amateur astronomers, people with serious technical expertise and years of observation experience, have gone on record saying they're struggling to reconcile what they're seeing with established cometary behavior. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these observations strikes you as the most bizarre. Is it the organized jets that refuse to spiral, the sharp appearance in long exposures, or those unexplained color shifts? Let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button because this story is far from over. The numbers behind 3I Atlas are where this whole situation goes from strange to genuinely disturbing for anyone trying to maintain a natural explanation. Scientists have been running calculations on the luminosity we're observing, trying to figure out what kind of dust particles and mass ejection rates would be necessary to produce that brightness. And here's the problem. For certain sizes of dust grains or fragments to generate the light output we're actually seeing, 3I Atlas would need to be releasing material at an absolutely staggering rate. We're talking about energy requirements that simply don't match up with the estimated size of this object based on high-resolution imaging. Put it in simpler terms, a body with the diameter that 3I Atlas appears to have shouldn't be able to produce the kind of extended, luminous jets we're witnessing through solar radiation alone. The surface area available for absorbing sunlight and converting that energy into sublimation just isn't sufficient. It's like trying to power a massive fountain with a garden hose. The math doesn't work. Now, this doesn't automatically mean natural processes are impossible, but it does mean that any conventional hypothesis has to confront some seriously uncomfortable figures and justify how a relatively compact object manages to maintain such intense activity without tearing itself apart. Normal comets that experience this kind of outgassing often fragment during their closest approach to the Sun. The thermal stress becomes too much, and they break into pieces. 3I Atlas passed through perihelion, the point of maximum solar heating, and remained intact as a single body while pumping out these massive jets. That level of structural integrity combined with extreme outgassing creates a contradiction that's hard to resolve. Then there's the issue of dissipation. These jets extend across enormous distances through space, yet they maintain definition and don't disperse the way sublimated ice and dust normally would. Solar wind should be scattering this material, spreading it into diffuse clouds. Instead, we're seeing what looks almost like focused beams cutting through the void. The mechanics required to generate and sustain that kind of columnar structure go beyond standard cometary physics. Given everything the observations are telling us, some researchers have started putting forward hypotheses that sound like science fiction, but are being discussed with genuine scientific rigor. The first one that's gained traction in certain circles is the possibility of artificial propulsion. Imagine thrusters, engineered systems capable of producing far more focused thrust than simple gas venting from a melting ice ball. If you had jets functioning like directional engines, and some of them were deliberately pointed toward the Sun while others fired in opposition, you could generate calculated acceleration. This would allow controlled maneuvers that look nothing like natural gravitational motion. The key detail here is that columnated jets producing sustained thrust could explain why 3I Atlas hasn't followed a purely ballistic trajectory. We're talking about the potential for deliberate course corrections. Now, before anyone jumps to conclusions, this is a hypothesis, not a confirmed fact. But the consistency of these jets and their resistance to the dispersing effects we'd expect has made this idea credible enough that actual scientists are taking it seriously rather than dismissing it outright. Then there's an even more mind-bending proposal. Some have suggested 3I Atlas could be what's called a plasma entity, essentially a form of non-organic life based on electromagnetic fields and plasma structures rather than carbon chemistry. Under this framework, the object would be maintaining self-organized patterns in the vacuum of space, responding to particle storms and electromagnetic stimuli by adjusting its appearance, brightness, color, and even shape. It could theoretically be collecting information from its environment, functioning like a living probe exploring the cosmos. Now, I know that sounds absolutely wild, but consider this. Our entire definition of what constitutes life is built around Earth biology and carbon-based chemistry. If there existed a parallel form of existence based on energy and electromagnetic organization, we wouldn't even have the proper framework to recognize it. And if this turned out to be true, we'd be looking at one of the most revolutionary discoveries in human history. But we need evidence, not just speculation. That's where the 12 documented anomalies come in. Retrograde trajectory aligned with the ecliptic plane, sunward jets, and that massive anti-tail that's clearly not an optical trick. A nucleus with far more mass than previous interstellar visitors while still maintaining high velocity. Arrival timing that coincidentally enables close approaches to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. A gas plume containing unusually high nickel content. That same plume having incredibly low water content, just 4% by mass. Extreme negative optical polarization at levels never recorded before. An arrival direction suspiciously near where the WOW radio signal originated decades ago. Rapid brightening with the object becoming bluer than reference stars. Jets that require an absorbing surface area, incompatible with the estimated nucleus size. Non-gravitational acceleration, suggesting massive material loss of around 13%, yet no detectable debris cloud. And those columnated jets maintaining precise orientation across millions of kilometers despite the object's rotation. Each one of these points is significant on its own. Taken together, they form a pattern that demands serious, transparent investigation rather than convenient dismissals. So where does all this leave us? The scientific community isn't sitting idle. Researchers are proposing concrete action plans to narrow down what we're actually dealing with. High-resolution spectroscopy to measure the velocity of material in those jets and determine whether we're seeing normal outgassing or something moving at speeds that would indicate artificial propulsion. Plasma simulations to test whether self-organized electromagnetic structures could actually survive and maintain coherence under the harsh conditions of interstellar space. Reviews of historical data to search for similar patterns in past observations that might have been overlooked or misclassified. And coordinated observation campaigns, using multiple telescopes across different wavelengths to analyze composition, light polarization, and structural changes in real time. If these efforts move forward over the coming weeks and months, we might finally get some definitive answers. But right now, we're still in the realm of competing explanations with no clear winner. What we do know for certain is that 3I Atlas doesn't behave like a conventional comet. The data supports that conclusion from multiple independent sources. Whether the ultimate answer involves exotic natural processes we haven't fully understood, technological artifacts from another civilization, or something even stranger like plasma-based life, remains to be seen. But dismissing the anomalies or pretending they fit neatly into existing models isn't scientific. It's denial. The behavior is documented, the observations are real, and the implications, whatever they turn out to be, could reshape how we understand what travels through the space between stars. So here's what I want from you. Which of these 12 anomalies stands out as the most compelling evidence that something unusual is happening? And which hypothesis makes the most sense based on what we know so far? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that subscribe button, and turn on notifications because the next few weeks are going to bring even more revelations about 3I Atlas. I'll see you in the next one.